opportunity in the legislative chamber to table a piece of legislation that's going to do a lot of talking and is going to lead to a lot of action on the path towards making Ontario North America's leader in renewable energy. All of this has been made possible through the contributions of many of you, and for whatever efforts I've been able to make, those have been made possible because my boss, the leader of our party and the Premier of the province of Ontario, has given me the opportunity to bring forward this piece of legislation today that I think when you have a chance to review it, you will agree is bold. Please join me in welcoming the Honourable Dalton McGuinty.
A number of months ago now, I asked George Smitherman to do something with respect to promoting the green economy and driving hard, and I said it's absolutely essential that whatever we do makes the world sit up and take notice. And at a minimum, I want all the US governors to say, why didn't we do this first? And it simply could not have come at a better time. Many of our families are anxious and fearful for their personal futures. This engenders hope. And this is very ambitious. And Browning maybe put it best when he said, a man's reach should exceed his grasp. Or what's the heaven? It's the sweetest of the sweet spots. New jobs, clean electricity, joining the fight in a meaningful way against climate change. It just doesn't get any better. A couple of thank yous. First of all, to all of you. You have, in many cases, been out there on the front lines for a long time. George and I have the wonderful luxury of moving about at the 30,000-foot level. You work in the front lines. I want to let you know that I'm proud of each and every one of you and the contributions you've made to this particular piece of legislation. The right horse in the right race. This is the right horse. This is the right race. Sorry to compare you to a horse course, but there are worse comparisons, I'm sure. But I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of how he has jumped right into this. He has embraced this challenge. He has enlisted each and every one of you in this cause. And he will accept no barriers, suffer no obstacles. We will drive hard on this. There are so many mums and dads today in Ontario who are wondering about their future and are wondering if we are going to inject a note of optimism into this economy. And this is a powerful clarion call for optimism. So once again, thanks to all of you, and thanks to our champion, George Smith. I want you to know that as a very slow marathon runner who enjoys the advantage of being over 200 pounds, that in running circles they call a fellow like me a Clydesdale, so I've been referred to a horseman. And I don't mind at all. And I thank you so much for the strength of your endorsement, and really appreciate you coming by this afternoon. Thank you very much. This legislation that will be introduced within around an hour from now is an opportunity that I have to present on behalf of a government, a framework for action which is not possible without all elements of the government deciding to act and without all elements of our energy agencies aligned behind the very same mission. And in this room today are a reflection of the people who will be called upon. And man, oh man, will they say that I have been so gratified by the willingness of so many and so many who have worked so hard to make a difference on this file. I can't try and track him down for
at last for many First Nations to enjoy a much more appropriate share of the economic pie than we all know has been the case in the province of Ontario. And I hope that you will join me in welcoming for some comments on behalf of his community, and also representing Grand Chief John Bocage, who's from the Anishinaabe Nation. It's my great privilege to introduce to all of you Chief Isadore Day of the Serpent River First Nation. Thank you very much.
I guess first of all, a purposeful pun, and that being, you know, we just heard the Premier say that we could say we were first to the U.S. governors. Well, I would suggest we've been trying to tell you guys that for a long time. Just note one last thing here. There was a time in the Ontario Economic Summit a couple of years ago when I had an opportunity to address Bill Clinton. And at that time, I asked him, President Clinton, what is it that has to happen to ensure that First Nations and tribes have an opportunity? He said renewable energy. And if any of you were there, you know, he spoke in depth about that. And I think, you know, something did happen in the Ontario Economic Summit. There was an opportunity to listen, to be heard. And I think the dialogue that occurred, and the dialogue that occurs in these assemblies, I think is really important to the decision. We're quite happy, quite pleased to be part of that, George. And we want to congratulate you on the introduction of the new
is for Ma, and I have to give props to Deb Doncaster from the Green Energy Act Alliance, because she gave me this very nice green tie, which I wore for question period this morning, and then I changed to this one, which I like a little bit better. But anyway, the point of the matter is that I've signed that tie, and I've dated it for today, and it's going to go to the lucky or unlucky recipient, depending on your perspective, as drawn by Chief Day. Oh no, this is... Well, we're not letting her have the tie, but we take that as a very good, as a very good omen for the day. You're a frog, yeah.
Ian McClellan.
All right, Ian McClellan from Arise Technologies. Exactly. And the second thing that we want to do, and we really want to acknowledge Greensaver for making this possible. We want to thank Vladan Vilshovic for presenting this as a coupon that will allow someone to have a home energy audit. Something that may or may not be consistent with elements of the Act, which, if passed by the legislature, would become mandatory. And I'll ask you to draw such a name.
Ken Elsley.
I do believe that's called preaching to the choir, but nevertheless, we're very happy. Thanks everybody for coming, and as you